Some people succeed because of desperation, some people because of inspiration. I had desperation and inspiration intermingled, and this was the recipe. Pain is a driver in life. Scared me the most. Nothing scared me the most. There was nothing. I was the opposite. I was so excited. I didn't know what I'm going to see, what I'm going to experience. I'm looking forward for a new life. I mean, I wanted to change my life, my family life, and I was like super excited to just to be in the United States, and I was able to get in. That's interesting question because first of all, I never gave up. I never surrendered to any situation or any hardship that I had in during this road. During this journey, it was a journey at the end of the day. It is a journey. We live in a journey. One time, a reporter asked me a question: "What does he attribute my success?" This is in the early days, so automatically I answered, some people succeed because of desperation, some people because of inspiration. I had desperation and inspiration intermingled, and this was the recipe. I had no other choice but to succeed, and every obstacle that I faced, that I saw, it just became another bump on the road. Okay, the question is business wise? No, I never doubted myself business wise because I did what I believed in, and I'm a believer. I do with what I go with what I believe. That's why I created new concept, new business ideas, and I charted water for others. Road. I broke the road for others to come behind me, after me. Business wise, I never doubted myself, and I don't doubt myself. I mean, of course, in these days, because the project much bigger, so I hesitate what to do, what not to do. But if it's right or wrong, no, I don't. Usually, business, when I make a decision, I make a decision for good or bad. Doubt myself, yes, as individual, as Moishe Mana. That's what made me a better person. You must question yourself who you are, what you are. Are you doing the right thing? You're not doing the right thing. This is like the gyro. This is where it gives you have to look into yourself. So you have to doubt and you have to question. I mean, doubting and questioning is almost very parallel. And yes, I question myself many, many times about myself, my private life. Um, I question myself many times. There was no one obstacle, and life is like weaving a sweater, or I like to say it, God is like a sculpture, like he is an artist. He's creating a sculpture, and he has to knock with the hammer, and every hit that he gave, that he gave in this creation of Master called Moishe Mana, this was painful. Like every chisel, it hurts, but it really shaped who I am today as a person. So God is a sculpture, and the universe has its own way of shaping you and making you go through so many experiences. And I had quite a few experiences that eventually I will share it throughout, in the future. Okay, from adversity, either you become stronger or become weaker. And for me, what does it become weaker? Become weaker is become pessimistic, become bitter, not trusty, lose your naivety. And I found myself when questioning myself, the hardship that I had and disappointment that I had in life, and all of us have disappointment in life. And disappointment is disappointment, and it's always hurt. But um, no, it didn't. It just made me a better person at the end of the day. It made me more aware. If I didn't like something somebody did to me, so it was for me a good lesson not to do it to others, and make me to be more considerate and more thoughtful with my action and my decisions. Definitely it made me a better person. There's no question but if. Pain is a driver in life. We come to this lifetime not to have fun. That's what I believe. Yes, we have few moments of fun, few hours of fun, few days of fun, few months of fun, but we shape our character and who we are through pain. And pain, you get it in a physical way when you're sick, or when you grow teeth, or when you get taller, you get knees issues, or you lose some eyesight when you get taller too fast. I mean, pain is growth coming through pain. There is no but if. Of course, we all have pain. We all have pain. But the pain that I experienced, again, it helped me to understand better life, accept life, and at the end of the day, acceptance, that's what made me more happy, content. Sometimes you have to accept things the way they are, even if they didn't get your way. And we don't get our way in life in general. And we have to understand that pain is what makes us and break us. Of course it did. Of course it did. It changed me for better. Okay, I become much more generous, to say, more thoughtful. I didn't forget where I came from. I didn't forget where I came from. I didn't forget when my mom didn't have money, what it meant for her. And I didn't forget when my father was struggling, what it meant for him. So I have the value kept. These values are kept. And as a result, it really helped me help others and have compassion for others, because I know what it feels when we didn't have. So success made me only a better person. I didn't lose ground. I did not lose ground. Of course, I'm building for something greater, okay? And I've been very blessed in life to be able to build for something greater. Different people got different chart in life, different destiny in life, and they find themselves building for themselves, which is okay, for themselves, for the family. But because of the wealth that I have and the creation and the what the planet granted me with, it really back to others, because I always say we don't take anything with us when we leave, and we would leave one day. Okay, so we don't take nothing with us, even not a Bitcoin. And what we take with us is the memories and the good experiences that we have in this lifetime. Definitely today, what I'm working for the greater cause, to pave the way for others and make it easier for others that were in my position to be more successful and to have a better life. It's what I did, what I created. That's all to it. You judge a person by what he does. I mean, we're as good as what we do and what we give.